Salut, bonsoir. I obviously didn't get used on my standby, which is what I had just finished, I have not vlogged, like work vlogged, in a very long time. The trip that I was supposed to have right before we went on our vacation got picked up, so I didn't vlog that even though I was going to. And yeah, so I obviously vacation vlogged, and it's only been 2 days, a little over 2 days since we got back. But yeah, so I didn't get used on my airport standby. I don't have an assignment for tomorrow. I think there's like 20 people ahead of me, and staffing is really good. There's no weather anywhere, cross our fingers. So we'll see how quickly I get used tomorrow. I am struggling. Jet lag has rocked me. I'm absolutely suffering, okay? I slept 5 hours the first night we got back. Mind you, I had been awake for 29 hours at that point, and I could only sleep 5 hours because my body wanted to wake me up. And then last night I slept from 12:50 to 4:50. Never could go back to sleep. So I am feeling horrible. I'm not doing very well. Like I can't be active. Like I just feel sick because I'm tired. So hopefully tonight I get a good amount of sleep and they don't call me at like 5 a.m. to try to get me to do, because I am legal as early as 7:30 in the morning, which means they could call me at 5:30 to tell me to come to the airport at 7:30. So hopefully that just doesn't happen. I can work tomorrow, it's fine, but as long as it's not in the morning. I would like to go work out too after like a full night's rest. I got my mint tea and I'm ready to go home. I just wanted to check in. I wanted to just film a quick clip because it's been a while since I've been able to vlog, and I'm excited to get back into work. I have 8 days this weekend currently, and then I have 3 days off, and then I have 8 days again next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Saturday, by the way. I was actually supposed to have a lean over Tuesday into Wednesday, and it's gone off my schedule. Somebody picked it up. I don't know. Did I do something good, like to get on the scheduling God's good side? Like just the universe's good side to have people pick up 2 of my trips? I don't know. But anyways, I wanna go home. Well, clearly I got used. Before I went to bed last night, or 2 nights ago, I checked my schedule and I had this trip on my line. So basically, after you finish a rotation, you have what's called phone rest, and that is for 10 hours. So they cannot call you for 10 hours post-rotation or post-duty day. So like when you come back to your hotel, they can't call you for 10 hours. What you can do is, if you wanted to, is check your schedule in between that time, because they might throw something on your schedule or they might change your schedule, and you can acknowledge it on your schedule, but you can't be called. So like that's the only way you can acknowledge it before that 10 hours is up. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not doing a very good job. I feel like since this is probably like one of the first times I've talked today, I can't get my words right, but basically you can acknowledge it on your app, on the schedule app, before the 10 hours is up. That's the only way you can see it if there has been a change. So I saw it on my schedule before I went to bed after my standby, like the day of my standby. What I did yesterday was they deadheaded me to Denver, and then I had a 3-hour sit in Denver, which is not great. But shockingly enough, my cousin was there at the exact same time. I knew that she was visiting Denver. I knew that she was going home after that weekend. So I texted her, I was like, are you gonna be at the Denver airport today? And it just lined up. So we got to see each other for like 25 minutes. It was great. Cause we chat all the time, but we don't live next to each other. So it's always on like, you know, the Marco Polo app. So it was great to see her. And then I actually worked on some other work things, like not having to do with flight attendant, but like side job things, YouTube things. Also in that time period, I brought my laptop with me, which I hate doing because it's just so heavy. I want to get like the iPad Pro soon. Like hopefully I can get to a point where I can buy that, because you can do like almost everything on an iPad Pro that you can do on your laptop, and it's like half the weight. And because this iPad I have, this old iPad, which it works great, I'm not complaining, it's just old think it's like 5 years old, and it wasn't the newest version, and I bought it certified refurbished. So anyway, back to the main plot of the story. I worked after that, after the 3-hour sit, we worked Denver to Salt Lake, and then, so yeah, I went back to Salt Lake, and then I met some amazing people. I was so thrilled by that. So as I was stepping off the flight back in Salt Lake, I met some amazing people, and I think it was V, Newland, and Jen, and they're Atlanta-based flight attendants, and it was just really special. Like, I ran into them. V had noticed me, I think, from YouTube videos, obviously, and then it was so special. It was just a really beautiful meeting. First of all, I love meeting other flight attendants that I can be like friends with. This job is obviously so different than anything else out there. The lifestyle, the days that we work, what we go through on a day-to-day basis is so different. So to have more flight attendant friends is just amazing. But it was just really special. Newland had told me that, like, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said that I was part of the reason that she, like, decided to try for the job, or that and it maybe, I don't know, she said my videos really helped her, and that was so special. It really, I think I've said this before in a video, but if I can hope for anything that my videos do, other than the fact that, like, I enjoy making them and I enjoy it as a creative outlet, right? But if it impacts in any way, shape, or form, the fact that I can be an advocate is huge for me. I love that. I truly, like, I always want to be an advocate for other people in any sense of it. Like, I love that my videos can help somebody. That's all I wanted to say. I loved meeting you guys yesterday. If you happen to be watching, I love you guys. Thank you so much for saying hi to me, and hopefully we run into each other again soon. And now we're friends on Instagram, which is great. By the way, I know sometimes my posting schedule is just very off, but if you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, or more about, like, my trips, like, in real time, then you'll have to follow me on Instagram. It's just at Kendra Cuss, just like YouTube. But anyway, I just got Uber Eats. Did I even talk about my schedule yesterday? After we landed in Salt Lake, we flew to Nashville. So now I'm in Nashville, but it's only a 15-hour layover, and it just wasn't enough time for me to go out. And pickup is in a little less than, is in an hour. But I ordered from this place called Beehive. It's like an all-vegan place here. And there was like a taco crunch wrap. I love crunch wraps. I make crunch wraps at home sometimes. I got some cookies, some for now and some for later, to maybe take home to Sam, we'll see. And then I did order potato salad, which I love, but they said it was out of stock, so they gave me a pasta salad, which is okay. I'll eat pasta salad, I'm not gonna complain. So I'm really excited for this food. Yeah, look at this, out of potato salad, sad face. It's okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anyways, I'm gonna eat my food and then finish getting ready, put makeup on and stuff, and then get ready to go. Hello, I thought we could chat for a moment. I am on a 3-day trip right now. This is actually day 3. I was in such a rush that I forgot my vlog camera. So I didn't have as much motivation to film anything on the first night of the layover. And then I was too tired to film anything last night. I'm in Washington, D.C., or better yet, the Alexandria area, the Old Town Alexandria area. I'm obsessed. I haven't been to Washington, D.C. since I was 13, And even then we did mostly like historical, like obviously US history sites. It was like kind of a school thing. So it's really cool to be back in this area and see other sides of it. I don't get to travel to the Northeast very often other than like New York City, but obviously that's just so different, I feel like, than other like historical Northeast towns. So it is very cool to be here. Night one, we were in Tampa, and it was just a kind of a quick layover. It was 13 and a half hours, which is really good for a short layover because I hate minimum rest. Like I hate anything less than 12-hour layovers. So 13 and a half was like a really good amount of layover time. I get to work this trip with Sabrina again. A few vlogs back, if you remember, I got to work with Sabrina. Sabrina I've known since I was like 7 or 8, like a very long time. And I was on this trip already, and this trip ended up on open time. And she had a 3-day trip already this day, so she swapped into this one. And so we get to work this trip together, and it's been really fun. It's also been really chaotic, and I'll kind of get into that in a second. But I wanted to really quickly just show you what we did in Alexandria. We just got back, so I wanted to put in those clips. They're all from my phone, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what we were doing. So we did a lot of fun things. We went to a few bookstores. I did not buy anything this time. Can you believe it? I did not buy any books. We went to fun bookstores. We went to get food and stuff. So yeah, I'll put those in right here. First day, we just had one leg. We went Salt Lake to Tampa. Shockingly enough, it was not red eye. I feel like I only work red eyes to Tampa. So we went to Tampa, and just the one leg, it was fine, but it was really chaotic at the end of the boarding process because we had to check like an additional 15 bags. And I was at the front, so I did not know what was going on in the back, but just if you're a flight attendant watching this, or you're going through flight attendant training, or you want to be a flight attendant, if you ever get back there and you run out of overhead bin space and you have to check bags, just make sure you know where they're sitting. Once you grab their bag and tell them you're going to check it and tell them to go sit down, please ask them what their seat number is and write it down and put it on the bag. Like, write it down on a napkin and put it on the bag, because you will not know where they're sitting, and then you will end up with 15 bags, and then you'll have to walk down and figure out whose bag is who by like literally carrying it in the aisle and being like, whose bag is this? So because of that, we had like a 10-minute delay, and it was chaotic. And then we had the layover in Tampa, and then yesterday we worked Tampa to Minneapolis, and then Minneapolis to Washington, D.C. It's the DCA airport, which is, I think, the Washington Reagan airport. The second flight was really nice. It was really smooth. Everybody was so nice on board. I did have a meal. It was long enough to have a meal, but it was only like, I think it was blocked for like, I think it was a 2-hour flight. So it was an easy flight. But before we got into the smooth part of the flight, we had to deal with being catered. I'm just like, the overarching story is we were catered with like no water. They were only given one large water bottle in the back, and then I only had enough small water bottles in the front to give to first class. With my airline, the first class service is there's always a water bottle, a mini water bottle on each seat before they board. So I only had enough for their seats. I didn't have enough for like a service. So we were communicating with catering on the app that we can like communicate with everyone who's involved with that flight.
And they were basically telling us like they couldn't bring us water. And I don't want to get into the details because I don't, just for the safety of my job, but we had double checked, triple checked, quadruple checked everything, every single bin, every single cart. There was no water. There was no water. The captain was so amazing. We had such a supportive flight crew, which, you know, you would hope that's always the case. Unfortunately, it's not. Most of the time it is, but it's not always. And we had such a supportive flight deck crew, and the captain and first officer were so kind to us, and he was totally had our back. He was messaging on his end, being like, this is outrageous. He called like higher ups, and they were like, this is absolutely not okay, because basically catering was saying it's not a hold item, but it was a 2-hour flight with no water. So obviously that's an issue. Anyways, the great news is we did get the water. It took a lot to get it though, a lot more than it should have taken. Like, I mean effort. I don't even mean time. It did take extra time, but it took a lot of effort that it shouldn't have taken. But the good news is we got out of there with enough water, and that's what matters. I'm obsessed with this hotel. I'm obsessed with this Alexandria area. I'm obsessed with the food places around here. Sabrina and I walked a lot. I kind of want to like get all ready and then go get a coffee or something. There's a few coffee shops right around here, around this corner. I really want to come back here, but I never see East Coast layovers. We always like the way that like Salt Lake rotations work. I feel like most of our layovers are in the Midwest, or if they're in any desirable location, they're a lot of times a short layover. So it's not like you're near downtown or the city, you're near the airport. So I feel very happy that I got this layover. So let's hope I can make it back here sometime soon. All of that to say, I think those are all the updates I have for now. I'm really hoping today's a smooth day. We go DCA to Detroit and then Detroit to Salt Lake. So just 2 legs today. This first one is really short. It's probably only going to be like an hour-long flight, like takeoff to touchdown. And then the second flight will probably be about 2:45, I would imagine, takeoff to touchdown, 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I do have a meal, but it'll be like long enough to serve the meal and then do all of service and then sit down and kind of get some rest as well. So it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah. I just landed from a red-eye, so my intention is to make this catch up here as short as possible. But I had the last 6 days off and wasn't particularly intentional. Didn't really ask for 6 days off in a row, but that's what I got. So I worked that 3-day trip last weekend. I was released late Saturday night, and then my trip, this trip that I just started with this red-eye, reported at like 10:50 p.m. Saturday night, last night. So I literally had like 7 days off. Well, 7, I don't even know, like 7 24-hour periods. It was amazing, but it was also, I'm struggling with my sleep a little bit. I'm trying to figure that out. So I did not rest as well as I would like to have the last 6 days, and especially obviously now that I just worked a red eye, but it was so nice to be at home for a really long time and just like be calm and quiet in my own space. This red eye has to be one of the easiest flights I've ever worked. It was like half full and everybody on there was basically sleeping the whole time. I think I only made a few drinks for first class. Like I think I made 2 drinks at the beginning of the flight and then 3 coffees at the end of the flight. Everybody was sleeping the entire flight. So it was so easy, and it was easy in the back for them too. They kind of had the same situation where even the people that were awake were really quiet or just didn't want any extra stuff. So that was nice. Our flight tonight though, we are getting picked up at 5:21 p.m. It's 7:03 a.m. right now. So 10 hours, I guess, we're getting picked up. I don't know if my math is right there. Yeah, 10 hours. 10 hours from now, we're getting picked up. That flight though is completely full going back to Salt Lake. So it's gonna be a completely different experience. I do have a meal on that flight, whereas on this red eye obviously did not have a meal because people are sleeping, so they don't cater meals on those flights.
even that being said, even with the full flight going back in a meal, it's such an easy trip. Like, I'm gone, like technically the report time and release time is less than 24 hours, and I can't complain because I get to go home and then I have 3 days off in a row again before I start a block of 8 days of reserve days. But anyways, I thought I'd check in. I think I'm gonna pre-order I think I'm gonna pre-order some Uber Eats to have it come in for when I wake up, because I just love red Thai curry, but red Thai curry, unless it's specified as vegan or vegetarian, almost always has like shrimp paste in it. This is so off topic, but anyways, whenever I find a place that will sell vegan red Thai curry, I have to order it because I don't get it very often. The last place I got it that I like loved was by our short stay hotel in San Francisco. And I don't get to work very many San Francisco layovers, which is sad because I miss San Francisco. I like our layover there. Even the short one, I like the short layover there too. But so I haven't had it for like, I think a year, and that was such good red Thai curry. I'm gonna get ready to go to sleep because my brain is starting to malfunction. I bid you good night. I will see you in a little bit. And with that being said, my brain needs rest. I feel like a zombie, I look like a zombie, but the good news is I got my red Thai curry and I'm drinking like a Celsius powder, you know? Have you ever had those? They're really good actually. I like it better than the actual Celsius drinks, but I have 2 water bottles and then, you know, shake it up and then half of it's already in here and then this is the other half. So we're trying to wake ourselves up right now. Pickup is in 50 minutes, so I'm just gonna quickly finish eating, get ready, put some makeup on, put my uniform on, and get out of here. Lord willing, this will be an easy flight because I don't have the energy. I'm so tired. I probably fell asleep at a little bit before 9 a.m. and I woke up at like 2:45, so I'm just tired. But yeah, we're gonna finish eating this red Thai curry because it slaps already. It tastes so good. I'm gonna keep watching Real Housewives of Potomac. I just started it as I eat.